this kind of brings me full circle. When I started here at Chicago Corner, it was right after the Toledo shooting, and I was out there with our videographer Casey and Nico. We went to the alley and we're covering the memorials for Adam Toledo after it happened. So I saw this today. I'm like, I kind of wanted to circle around on it because this story really, really affected me when I saw it. I think, look, whatever bad choices Adam made, he was a kid. And I have nephews that are his age. And in fact, there was a little bit, it's very slight, but there was enough of resemblance between pictures of Toledo and some of my own nephews that it just kind of hit home. It's like you can't even imagine losing a family member that age. He didn't deserve what happened to him. And, you know, we saw the video and we saw all the mistakes that were made in the escalation of that situation. But this comes to us from Block Club Chicago, Madison Saavedra. Adam Toledo, the boy killed by Chicago cop, was remembered by National Museum of Mexican Art. And I thought this was a thoughtful tribute. Adam Toledo, the 13-year-old whom Chicago police shot and killed, is being remembered at the National Museum of Mexican Art's Dia de los Muertos exhibit. The Day of the Dead is a Mexican holiday that runs November 1st through the 2nd, honoring people who have died by decorating ofrendas or altars with their pictures, flowers, and other mementos. And we see these out on the streets where there have been accidents or where people have died in public tributes. The museum's ofrenda for Toledo and the exhibition as a whole has gotten a positive reception, said museum educator Gilberto Sandoval. It really shows he was just a kid, Sandoval said. Toledo's ofrenda was decorated by his mother, Elizabeth Toledo, and his art teacher. The museum's chief curator, Cesario Moreno, invited them to participate, and the ofrendas went on display September 13th at the museum at 1852 West 19th Street. The ofrenda features photos of Toledo. Let me bring it up here so we can see. Can I zoom in really quickly? Oh, is my keyboard working? Sometimes my keyboard, because of the Bluetooth connection here, it doesn't always. There we go. All right, let me see if I can at least bring it a little bit more here so people can see what the exhibit looked like. It really shows he was just oh my God, this, you know what happened? It actually like enlarged the window I was reading from. So all right. So I guess I'm just going to have problems. We'll keep it here. I think people can see the artwork there. The ofrenda features photos of Toledo with some of his favorite things: Cubs gear, Legos, sneakers, and a bag of Cheetos. Mixed in are candles and marigolds, a flower traditionally used in decorating ofrendas. A police officer shot and killed Toledo early March 29th after a brief foot chase in a little village. Toledo had dropped a gun and was holding up his empty hands when the officer shot him, video showed. It took days for the police to identify Toledo and inform his family. Toledo's slang received national attention with multiple protests held in Chicago. Activists have said the officer who shot Toledo, Eric Stillman, should be charged with murder. The case is still being investigated by Chicago's Civilian Office of Police Accountability. The police department has revised its foot chase policy, but it still allows officers to chase people. The museum's Dia Los Muertos exhibit looks to tap into the collective. Oh, you've got it there. Thank you. Looks to tap into the collective act of mourning and grieving that people have missed out on over the past year due to the pandemic, Sandoval said. Community members are invited to celebrate with the museum on October 30th as part of Day of the Dead Chicago, where people can create their own ofrendas for loved ones in Harrison Park behind the museum while enjoying live music and art activities. And that sounds like a nice way to remember, memorialize, and celebrate the people we've lost. So rest in peace, Adam Toledo. The story still affects me. Just whatever. It was a horrible circumstance and shouldn't be forgotten.